We go down, 3-4 times a year. We have a place down there. And,
Tower condos somewhere.
well, ours is, our building's only 6 stories tall. It's an older building. And we're on the 2nd floor, so I don't have to screw around with elevators. Or getting stuck in one. I'm going up to the 20th floor.
Survived that big hurricane that was down there several years ago.
We haven't had one yet.
Really?
Since we've only owned this for 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the building was built, after Ivan, I guess that was the big one. About 30 years ago, I guess.
We've been down there several times.
So you done with hockey season?
Yeah. Make the right and go back up that little stringy beach thing on the Gulf Shores.
Okay, you're on West Beach Boulevard. If you go to the dead end and you go to the left, that's East Beach, and we're about 3 blocks down.
Okay. We went the other way.
Yeah.
We rented a unit, one of them towers.
Yeah,
18 stories up. And
yeah. Okay.
Skills type of.
down there in December 2 years. And 1 year it was really warm, the other year it was cold.
Yeah. Okay, come on, Mike, sit down. I'm good. Time to go. Good evening. Welcome to the March 20th, 2019 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. At this time, I request that everyone please turn off or mute all cell phones and electronic devices. And also at this time, ask everyone stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Let's see, we have a quorum. Do I have a motion to open the meeting?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, sign aye. Aye. Applications for rezonings heard during tonight's meeting will be voted on by the Planning and Zoning Commission. The commission will then make a recommendation on the applications, which will be submitted to the St. Charles County Council for their final decision. The individual items and bills for this evening's applications are scheduled to be introduced at the Monday, April the 8th, 2018 County Council meeting. Applications for preliminary plats and temporary fireworks stands heard during tonight's meeting will also be voted on by the Planning and Zoning Commission during the meeting. The vote on preliminary plats and temporary fireworks stands is final. Only a recommendation for denial of a preliminary plat or temporary fireworks stand would be heard before the County Council. The following documents are introduced as a matter of record for this evening's public hearing and regular meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission. Those documents are the Unified Development Ordinance of St. Charles County, including zoning maps, and the year 2030 Master Plan for St. Charles County, which includes the year 2030 Future Land Use Plan map. Okay. See no changes or additions to the agenda. Little roadmap for the meeting this evening. I will read the application into the record. Staff will give their report. At that time, the commission will have an opportunity to ask questions of staff. Then we will have the applicant come forward to present their application and answer questions that the council, the commission may have. And then we will open the public hearing. At that time, anyone here may speak regarding the application. We will then close the public hearing. Once the public hearing is closed, we will take no further comments from the public. We will ask the applicant to come back to address any issues that were brought up as part of the public hearing. And then the council will consider, the commission rather, will consider the application and vote. If you are going to speak, we want you right on the rail here are some speaker cards. Please fill those out so that we get your name and address correct for the record. Okay. First item tonight is a rezoning request at 5 Hammock Court. This is RZ 19-02. The owner is Gregory and Patricia Fixley. Applicant is Callaway Land Homeowners Association. Current zoning is A Agricultural District. Requested zoning is RR Single Family Residential District. The 2030 Master Plan recommends rural residential zoning, 3-acre minimum lot size. The area is 3.71 acres. The location is on the north side of Hammock Court, approximately 800 feet north and east of Hobie Cat Court, located in Council District 2. Staff.
Good evening. This request might be best explained by just quickly explaining the problem that the applicants are trying to solve, in that Callaway Lake is, the total area maybe 200 acres? About 160, thank you. Callaway Lake is not part of a subdivision, but it's surrounded by residential subdivisions, which have been platted in past years. Callaway Valley subdivision was platted in 1988. When it was, the zoning is currently agricultural for the lake and for the subdivision. Currently, there's a minimum lot size of 5 acres. But when this was platted in the agricultural zoning district, it was, at that time, it only required a minimum of 3 acres. So it's typical to find 3-acre lot development pattern within the subdivision. In fact, the lot that we're talking about tonight is 3.71 acres. The Homeowners Association has a, what I would call a boat dock on the lake, and they're looking to expand the area next to the boat dock. And the only realistic way to do so would be to buy some land from this Lot 5, that's 3.71 acres. The problem is with the current zoning of 5-acre minimums, there's no land to buy without violating the zoning ordinance. But it just so happens the 2030 Master Plan calls for the land use patterns for the subdivision to be rural residential minimum 3-acre lots. So should this be rezoned to RR residential district, single family residential district, that would be in conformance with the master plan's recommendation, and it would allow up to 0.71 acres to be purchased from this lot and transferred to the boat dock. That's about the quickest way to explain this request in a nutshell.
Okay. Any questions for staff? Hearing none, we'll ask the applicant to come forward. Do you swear or affirm that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in these proceedings under the pains and penalties of perjury?
I do.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Matt Sunamore. It's 66 Sunfish Drive, Defiance, Missouri, 63341. I'm the current Callaway Lake Owners Association president.
Okay.
Mark Godfrey, 22 Catfish Court, Defiance, Missouri, 63341. I'm past president of the Callaway Lake Owners Association.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, thank you for explaining it. I really don't need to take any more time to go through the same information. Only additional point I wanted to point out is the square that's closer to the water is the piece of land that we're looking to acquire. The asphalt that you see to its right is our parking lot, and you can't tell topography on this map, but it's extraordinarily steep. It is a completely unusable piece of land to the homeowner. So we'd like to acquire it. They're in favor of selling it to us, and they've made us the person to be able to handle this for them. So what we plan to do is change the zoning on their lot to RR so that we can make something smaller than 5 acres, which again, every lot in plats 2 through 8 of our neighborhood is already 3-acre minimum. So we're not actually making a smaller lot. We're then gonna vacate that piece of property, and then we're gonna to de-subdivide it. We're then gonna subdivide it back into our Lake Association property.
Is there already an access road there that divides that lot?
Yes, sir. This is the Lake Road. I'm sorry, this is Hammock Court that goes down to the court here, but there's actually a service road. Oh, actually, I'm incorrect. This is the Lake Road, so this goes all the way down here. So this is how it's accessed.
It's an
So
easement road, and it cuts those properties.
it literally cuts property in half.
And the last third bottom of 3 different properties is cut off by our access road to the bottom where our parking area is currently.
So he's 3.71, and the .71 is what's on the other side of the road. So there's greater than 3 uphill of the road.
Any questions for the?
Yeah, I was curious. So the lake is separate than the development around it?
It's
So
not platted.
how is the, I guess, people become part of that association, and how does that then, I guess,
Who owns
how
the
is,
lake?
who owns it, who pays for it, et cetera, et cetera? What's maybe give us a framework of what the homeowners, that association's function is?
So back in 1983, this is a man-made lake. It was created by Ed Holthouse and some other investors who owned large parcels of land. At that time, there was only one Plat 1 of Callaway Valley subdivision. It was only 16 homes. And his vision was to create a lake community, which he did, and in doing so, wrote a contract that is recorded that has certain pieces of land who are a part of the association. Those are the members of the Callaway Lake Owners Association. There's 183 of them. So if you purchase one of those pieces of land, if they're almost all developed, if you were to buy one of those homes, you would become a member of the Callaway Lake Owners Association. It's a private lake, and you would pay an annual fee just like for a road or anything else in a homeowners association. And those funds we use to upgrade and facilitate, things like insurance and do projects like we're talking about right now. Our plans would be to, actually, would you mind turning the PowerPoint on? Great. So the purple line shows our current property line, and you can see the words Fixley parcel. We mainly want to put a turnaround because it's hard to get out, especially if you have a boat trailer. So we're landlocked without that. So did I answer your questions?
Yeah, pretty much so. And so of that, I think you said 183 members. Are those all within that, confined within that subdivision? Once you turn in off of F, are all those members?
The vast majority, and no, they are not all members, but the vast majority of properties are members, and the vast majority of overall members are at that location as well. The other side of Callaway Lake has another development called Callaway Farms, and I believe there's between 9 and 11 members over there.
But that, they have a different association than you all?
No, they are a part of our association,
okay.
but they're also members of their own homeowners association that
I
facilitates
see.
things in there. over
Okay,
there.
thank
As long as they're, the properties that physically touch the lake on the Callaway Farm side do have lake rights.
Gotcha.
Anything interior to that do not.
Right. There was, by deed, restrictions, it was set up specifically for the ones that were part of the
Yes.
original development?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? If not, thank you. I will now open the public hearing for rezoning request RZ 19-02. Is there anyone here to speak regarding this rezoning request? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing and bring it back to the commission. Any questions?
Not really. It seems like it's
Comments?
a reasonable concept to me.
Motion for approval as submitted.
Motion and second has been made to approve application RZ 19-02. Mr. Fromm, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Kuhn?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald? Yes. Mr. Klinghammer?
Yes.
Ms. Sally?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Cleary?
Yes.
Mr. Leonard?
Yes.
Motion passes. Next on the agenda is rezoning request RZ 19-03. This is 3151 and 3153 Hopewell Road. The owner is Dardine Creek Farms Incorporated. The applicant is Robert Shatro. Current zoning is AFF, Agricultural District with Floodway Fringe Overlay District, 5-acre minimum lot size. Requested zoning is RRFF, Single Family Residential District with Floodway Fringe Overlay District, 3-acre minimum lot size. The 2030 master plan recommends low-density residential zoning, 1 acre minimum lot size. The area consists of 6.27 acres. Location is on the northwest side of Hopewell Road, approximately of 1,000 feet northeast of Tannis Lee Lane, located in Council District 2. Staff.
All right, on this application, the current owner actually owns 3 parcels right here at the turn. They own this parcel here, which is the 6.27 that, well, portion of it is asking for rezoning. They also own a parcel up here. All 3 of these right now are zoned agricultural. This parcel up here is 2 acres. What the applicant would like to do, this parcel will not change. It will stay the same. It'll be part of the 6.27 request for rezoning to RR. This parcel over here, however, they would like to rearrange the boundary line, and instead of having this small 2-acre parcel up here that is zoned agricultural, and it's only 2 acres, they would like to divide this property in half and take the remainder 3 acres, leave it agricultural, and add it to the northern parcel, making it a 5-acre parcel. So basically, they're coming into conformance with the agricultural zoning, while at the same time, they are meeting the land use 2030 plan for low-density residential zoning, 1 to 4 units per acre. So with that, staff is recommending approval of this recommendation to rezone to RR. There are 2 letters of opposition that have come in against the application.
Any questions for staff?
So they're going for 1 acre zoning, correct?
No, they're
essentially?
going for 3 acre zoning on this piece here, which is currently agricultural, and this one over here, half of it, which is currently agricultural. Basically, there's existing three parcels. All 3 can be built on right now as they are.
Right.
However, they would like to rearrange the boundary lines.
I see. Okay, thank you.
And we can rearrange these boundary lines in one request.
With this request, they will be able to do that.
Any other questions for staff? No. If not, we'll ask the applicant to come forward. You solemnly swear or affirm that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in these proceedings under the pains and penalties of perjury.
I do.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Robert Shatro.
Move, oh, no, I was gonna say, just move over, but you won't have to lean over as far.
Oh, this one?
You go over there. There you go.
This one here? Okay.
There we go.
My name is Robert Shatro. I live at 3153 Hopewell Road, Wentzville, Missouri, 63385.
Okay, go ahead, Robert.
And, yeah, I own a couple parcels down there on Hopewell, and what we're trying to do is change the boundary lines to make one of them a 5-acre piece for agricultural, and then the other 2 pieces will be, one will be 3 acres and one will be like 3.27 acres, and we're wanting to make those 2 individual lots to put a home site on. So that's what we're here for, to see if we can get the boundary lines changed, and then the approval to be able to have the 2 3-acre lot and a 3.27 acre lot to be able to build a home on.
Any questions for Mr. Shatro?
So with being in a floodway fringe overlay district, will you be essentially bringing dirt onto the site for the individual sites, or how will you, will you be doing it by grading on those individual lots, or what's your thoughts on that?
The elevation will have to come up a little bit. It's not what they thought it was. When they kind of checked the grades the last time they were out there, about 6 months ago. It wasn't as low as what they thought, so we're going
Okay.
to, raise the site up a little bit to put a home on. The other one, we won't have to raise it up at all, but the one we'll have to raise it up just a little bit to get above the floodplain, level for the 100-year or 500-year flood.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was, the study that was on it, I assume, took in consideration of other things that are being built around there and, what impact they're having on the floodplain
Yes,
area?
yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
Okay, now, these lots will adjoin the nursery and boat storage that's currently there?
Yeah, that's my business, yeah. So I want to try to expand that and add the 2 acres behind so that we won't have a 2-acre piece that's kind of land, don't have access to it. So I wanted to add that 2 to the 3 and have 5 acres with my landscape material company, nursery. And then the other 2 lots will be home sites for the 2 homes for the other 2 sites.
Any questions? Yeah. Okay, thank
I
you.
do for staff on this. On the areas is it the engineer who determines on the elevation, or does the county have a independent source that goes out and looks at the elevations on the homes when they're built?
No, they will have their own surveyor or engineer do elevation surveys on the property.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Good, thank you.
I'll now open the public hearing for application RZ 19-03. Is there anyone here wishing to speak regarding this application? Anyone? If not, I will close the public hearing and bring this back to the commission. Any questions of staff, comments?
Motion to approve RZ 19-03.
Second.
Second. Motion being made and seconded to approve RZ-1903. Mr. Kuhn, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald? Yes. Mr. Klinghammer?
Yes.
Ms. Sally?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Cleary?
Yes?
Mr. Leonard?
Yes.
Mr. Fromm?
Yes.
Motion passes. Next is preliminary plat for Sorensen's Kennels, Plat 2, located at 1073 Highway Double D, 1097 Highway Double D, and 1083 Highway Double D. The application is PRE 19-01. Engineer is Bax Engineering Company. The owner-developer is Thomas J. Sorensen. Property zoning is A Agricultural District, 5-acre minimum lot size, number of lots 6. Parcel size is 34.767 acres. The location is on the northwest corner of Highway Double D and Garrett Lane, located in Council District 2. Staff.
Okay, this is a 5 parcels, 5-lot subdivision proposal on existing lots. They will all be served by one interior street, and I believe they already have a name, Sorensen Court, reserved for that. The plat did meet all of the conditions required. They will be bringing up the asphalt driveway that leads to the kennel. Kind of see it cutting across here. They will be bringing that up to county standards also. All of this is currently paved with asphalt. With that, staff is recommending approval.
Any questions for staff? Hearing none, we'll ask the applicant to come forward. You solemnly swear or affirm that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in these proceedings under the pains and penalties of perjury.
I do.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Yes, my name is John Worm with Bax Engineering at 221 Point West Boulevard in St. Charles, Missouri.
Go ahead.
Just here to answer any questions that might come of the preliminary plat.
Does anyone have any questions? Everyone has seen the plat? Any questions? None?
I guess just could you describe a little bit about the utilities and the grading and et cetera on the site?
I don't know if I can answer that question. I'm not the one directly involved with this project. I would think that it would be like normal St. Charles County 5-acre lots as far as utilities. I know there's currently electric running through the property. So, and as far as water, I don't know. Sewers, I suspect maybe it'd be, what do you call it?
Septic tanks?
Yeah, septic tanks.
I'm Thomas Warren. Oh. I've never met him, I met him
Oh.
across the back.
Okay.
I'm TJ.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we're
No,
just trying to.
let me, okay. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in these proceedings under the pains and penalties of perjury?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. TJ, is that,
But everybody calls him TJ.
go ahead,
Yeah,
sir.
well, no, we're just trying to develop 3 other lots off of there for my kids. That's why we're doing this, because my sister and I, well, we were here last fall, and we split the property up, and my nephew built on part of the property. But the other part, I'm just trying to get zoned off for my kids to build on.
So will there be septic tanks?
Yes, septic and electric's right there, the power's there, just have to come off the poles right there.
And you've got,
Because my house is already, well, right there by it.
is that what, Water District 2?
Huh?
What water district are you?
We're water district number 2, we got well. We develop a well there.
Is it a community well?
But yeah, we, all of us, there's 4 of us go off of it, we might be even drilling another well. Oh, they can come off the water district 2 from the highway if we need to.
Will you have any kind of recorded easement about the water and well rights as part of the subdivision plat?
We haven't done it yet, but we can.
Okay. I think that would be a good idea. I'd recommend that as well. Okay, thank you.
Any questions for the applicant? Okay, thank you, sirs. I will now open the public hearing for PRE 19-01. This is a preliminary plat for Sorensen Kennels, Part 2. Anyone here wishing to speak regarding this application? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing and bring it back to the commission. Questions, comments, questions of staff?
I guess the question is, I did ask about the recorded well water rights. I don't know if that's in our preview, if we can do that or not, but I certainly think that's important, just because ownership will transfer over a period of time, and I think that's important that that's part of the agreement. I don't know if it goes in here or someplace else, but I do think that's important.
Yeah, that will become part of the final plat. Any easements would be shown on the plat, and then plus also the private covenants would address that as well. But anytime there's a community well, it would need to be addressed through securing it through the covenants and the easements.
Okay, and that is a requirement of the county then for a plat subdivision report to have that as a part of a recorded easement?
Yeah, that's my recollection for the final plat, that it would be, yes.
Okay.
Any other questions? If not, Chair will entertain a motion.
Motion for approval.
Second. Motion, Mr. Klinghammer, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Sally?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Cleary?
Yes.
Mr. Leonard?
Yes.
Mr. Fromm?
Yes.
Mr. Kuhn?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald? Yes. Motion passes. Okay. Now,
Yeah. I've seen that.
get me some water before I start this. Okay, next on the agenda is public hearings for temporary fireworks stand conditional use permits. The first is FWK 19-01. The applicant is Applegate Industries LLC, DBA Frenzy Fireworks, property owner TGL Properties LLC. Zoning is C2, General Commercial District. located on the northeast corner of the intersection of West Clay and Goffway Street, Council District 6. Staff.
Staff is recommending approval. There are no changes from last year's site plan. We have not received any letters for or against.
Any questions of staff?
This one's actually in my district, and I didn't hear any complaints about the way that it was handled last year either.
Okay.
Did staff hear any complaints about it? Or any of them? to
We
be
have
honest
not
with you?
heard any complaints
Okay.
about any of them.
Applicant here? You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in these proceedings under the pains and penalties of perjury.
I do.
Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Craig Applegate, 3700 Killarney Court, Overland, Missouri, 63114.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Applegate? Were you at this location last year?
I actually just purchased the company, but I've actually worked for the company for the last 5 years.
Okay.
So I've actually ran that location in the last 5 years.
Okay.
Were there any types of access issues with the business owners there, anything that they've given you feedback on?
I get along with really everybody over there.
Yeah, I'm just thinking in terms of, because there's a lot of retail right there too. and
Right,
that
yeah,
type
we actually get a lot of customers from the
of-
retail.
Okay, but no, from their concerns, the business owners, no concerns on that?
We've never had any complaints.
Okay, thank you.
I will just say that the one thing that does occasionally come up, and it did not happen here last year at all, is that you do go through a lot of packaging. So just make sure you have good trash policy for how to deal with all the excess cardboard.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, we keep it in a tractor trailer that's
Yep.
sits there, that's where it all stays.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I'll open the public hearing for application FWK 19-01. Is anyone here to speak? Seeing no one, I'll close the public hearing, bring this back to the commission. Any questions, comments, motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion, Mr. Klinghammer, second. Ms. Sally, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Clary?
Yes.
Mr. Leonard?
Yes.
Mr. Fromm?
Yes.
Mr. Kuhn?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald? Yes. Mr. Klinghammer?
Yes.
Okay, next up is FWK 19-02, Applegate Industries LLC, DBA Frenzy Fireworks. The property owner is the Inertia School of Dance Incorporated. Zoning is C2, General Commercial District. Locations on the east side of Lake St. Louis Boulevard, approximately 825 feet north of Hawk Ridge Trail. Council District 2, staff.
Again, we have had no complaints for, or any letters for or against the application. It is the same location. Site plan is not changed. Staff is recommending approval.
Any questions of staff?
Have the number of applications for fireworks stands increased this year or decreased, or where does that stand?
Did we have more than 8 last year?
It's been decreasing over the years. I just went through all of our firework permits from the 1960s and 70s for record administration purposes.
Sounds like fun.
And at that time, we had 40 to 50 fireworks stand applications a year.
Wow.
And over the years, it's been going down. In 2013, when I started here, we had 12. And so now we're at either 8 or 9. So each year, it's been going down just a little bit.
Let's get bigger.
Yeah.
Okay. Applicant want to come forward? I swear you in again, it's a different application. You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in these proceedings under the pains and penalties of perjury.
I do.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Craig Applegate, 3700 Killarney Court, St. Louis, Missouri, 63114.
Any questions for the applicant? Seeing none, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'll now open the public hearing for FWK 19-02. Anyone here to speak regarding this application? Seeing no one, I'll close the public hearing and bring this back to the commission. Questions, comments, motion?
Motion that we accept it.
Second.
Let's see, motion second, Ms. Sally?
Approve, yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Cleary?
Yes.
Mr. Leonard?
Yes.
Mr. Fromm?
Yes.
Mr. Coon?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald? Yes. Mr. Klinghammer?
Yes.
Okay. Next is application FWK 19-03. Property owner slash applicant is Wesley J. Godar. Zoning is C2, General Commercial District. Location is on the northeast side of Old Bryan Road, approximately 620 feet north of Veterans Memorial Parkway, located in Council District 4. Staff.
This is a repeat application also. Nothing has changed on the site plan, and we have received no letters for or against. Staff is recommending approval.
Okay. Any questions of staff? If not, the applicant is not here. We won't hear from the applicant. I'll open the public hearing regarding FWK 19-03. Anyone here to speak regarding this application? Seeing no one, I'll close the public hearing and bring this back to the commission for consideration.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Fromm made the motion, and Mr. Klinghammer made the second. Mr. McDonald, how do you vote? Yes. Mr. Coon?
Yes.
Mr. Fromm?
Yes.
Mr. Leonard?
Yes.
Mr. Cleary?
Yes.
I vote yes. Ms. Sally?
Yes.
And Mr. Klinghammer?
Yes.
This is application FWK 19-04. Marty Fears is the applicant. The property owner is Martha A. Keevan Revocable Living Trust. Zoning is C2, General Commercial District. Location is on the east side of Highway K, approximately 520 feet south of the intersection of Fallon Parkway and Highway K, located in Council District 3. Staff.
This is another repeat application. We've received no letters for or against, and staff is recommending approval. No changes to the site plan.
Any letters?
No letters.
Any questions of staff? If not, the applicant come forward. Not seeing the applicant, I will open the public hearing. Anyone here to speak regarding application FWK 19-04? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing and bring it back to commission for consideration.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Leonard made the motion, Mr. Mr. Cleary, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Leonard?
Yes.
Mr. Fromm?
Yes.
Mr. Coon?
No.
No. Mr. McDonald? Yes. Mr. Klinghammer?
Yes.
Ms. Sally?
Yes.
I vote yes. I think that got everyone. Okay, this application passes. Next is application FWK 19-05. Applicant is Merrimack Specialty Company. Property owner is JMZ3 Real LLC. Zoning is Industrial 1, Light Industrial District. On the northwest corner of the intersection of Mexico Road and Highway A, Council District 1. Staff.
This is another repeat application. We've had no changes to their site plan. We've received no letters for or against. Staff is recommending approval.
Any questions for staff?
I do have a question. It's not specifically about this one, but what defines temporary? And, I mean, what is the parameters of a temporary fire stand? Is there dates from this date to this date, or what defines that?
Yes, there are dates. Go ahead. Do you know them? Right on.
It's defined by ordinance as about a 2-week period. I believe it's June 25th through July 5th is my recollection for the beginning and end dates.
Okay. It is defined, though, the
Yeah.
specific time. Okay, thank you.
We approved that, what, 3-4 months ago, didn't we? The fireworks regulations, when we approved those?
The 2019, yes.
Okay.
Applicant?
It's 2019. Is it 2019?
Still.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in these proceedings under the pains and penalties of perjury?
Yes, I do.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Tom Dixon, 241 Arnold Crossroads, Arnold, Missouri, 63010.
Okay, go ahead, Tom.
This is an existing location we've operated for a number of years, and as far as I know, we haven't had any complaints or issues, so we're glad to answer any questions any of you have about this site or how we operate, fireworks industry.
Do you have any questions of the applicant?
Are you going to pick up the trash?
Absolutely.
All right.
It's in our leases, we've got to keep them clean.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll open the public hearing. You'll have to come back. I'll open the public hearing. Is anyone here to speak regarding application FWK 19-05? Seeing no one, I'll close the public hearing and bring this back to the commission for consideration.
Motion for approval.
Second. Give him the second. Mr. Fromm, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Kuhn?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald? Yes. Mr. Klinghammer?
Yes.
Ms. Sally?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Cleary?
Yes.
Mr. Leonard?
Yes.
Motion passes. Next is application FWK 19-06. Applicant is Merrimack Specialty Company. The property owner is Goldcap 3 LLC. Zoning is C2 FFFW General Commercial District with floodway and floodway fringe overlay districts. Location is on the south side of Highway N, approximately 1,090 feet southeast of Highway K, located in Council District 3. Staff.
Another repeat application. Have not received any letters for or against. No complaints. Staff is recommending approval.
Any questions of staff? If not, we'll ask the applicant to come forward. You solemnly swear or affirm that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in these proceedings under the pains and penalties of perjury.
Yes, I do.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Tom Dixon, 241 Arnold Crossroads, Arnold, Missouri, 63010.
Okay, anyone have questions for the applicant? Seeing none, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'll now open the public hearing for application FWK 19-06. Is there anyone here to speak regarding this application? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing and bring this back to the commission for consideration.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Okay, motion, Mr. Cleary made the second. Mr. Leonard, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Fromm?
Yes.
Mr. Kuhn?
No.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Klinghammer?
Yes.
Ms. Sally?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Cleary?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Okay. Next is application FWK 19-07. Applicant is Merrimack Specialty Company. The property owner is the Baker Family Company. Zoning is C2 General Commercial District. Location is on the northeast corner of Highway N and Highway Z. Council District 2. Staff.
This applicant also had a location at this site last year. There have been received no letters for or against the location. Staff is recommending approval.
Okay, any questions of staff? Seeing none, we'll ask the applicant to come forward. You solemnly swear or affirm that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in these proceedings under the pains and penalties of perjury.
Yes, I do.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Tom Dixon, 241 Arnold Crossroads, Arnold, Missouri, 63010.
Any questions for the applicant?
I'd like to ask a question real
Yes.
quick. What do you attribute the decreasing number of fireworks stands out here, and has it helped you, having less competition?
Well, it's actually a good question. Actually, what's happened, there aren't that many less locations. The old locations that were in the county are now in municipalities that like West Alton used to have a number when they were in the unincorporated county.
But they moved out of St. Charles County, though.
No, they moved
cities
into the
grew.
cities.
Weldon Spring
into the-
Incorporated and Darden Prairie
into the
Incorporated.
city.
So over the years,
Okay.
locations, I'm not sure how many there are now compared to back in 20 or 30 years ago, but it's probably not, it hasn't dropped that much.
Yeah, City of O'Fallon was maybe 5,000 versus 80,000 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, O'Fallon doesn't allow them, do they? The city, you can't sell them
No,
in
the City of
O'Fallon.
O'Fallon doesn't permit the sale. So they're just in municipalities now instead of unincorporated county areas.
Okay,
So that's the biggest reason that, and development has
right.
eliminated some locations over the
Okay.
years.
Just curiosity.
No, it's a good question.
And just a reminder, and I know we did look at this last year, where's the access to the fire stand, and where's the location of the stand itself? I'm just thinking it's a very busy intersection, and it's kind of angular, so sight distances are critical there.
The drive entrance is off of Highway Z, just a little bit, I guess, or actually, it's off of N, I'm
I was
sorry.
going to say, I thought it was off of
Yeah, it's
that.
off of N just a little bit, I'm not sure which direction, north of Z. So, I mean, it's an approved MoDOT driveway that the Baker family had installed there.
Can you pull up the aerial photograph, please, in the back? Yeah, this aerial photograph is from 2018.
Oh, well, that's okay. You need to take the mic.
Okay. And the location of the stand itself then is where?
Right along here.
Okay. This is exciting issues. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for the applicant? If not, thank you, sir. I'll now open the public hearing for application FWK 19-06. Anyone here to speak regarding the application? Seeing no one, I'll close the public hearing and bring it back to the commission for consideration.
Motion for, go ahead.
Motion.
Second.
I'll give that to Craig. Mr. Kuhn, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald? Yes. Mr. Klinghammer?
Yes.
Ms. Sally?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Cleary?
Yes.
Mr. Leonard?
Yes.
Mr. Fromm?
Yes.
We're almost done. Application FWK 19-07. Applicant is Merrimack Specialty Company. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to turn the page. There we go. Application FWK 19-08. The applicant is Merrimack Specialty Company. The property owner is Tyco Upper Bottom Road LLP. Zoning is C2 General Commercial District. Location is on the northwest corner of Upper Bottom Road and Highway 364, located in Council District 7. Staff.
This is a repeat application also. We've received no letters for or against. Staff is recommending approval.
Any questions of staff? Applicant, come forward. You solemnly swear or affirm that you tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in these proceedings under the pains and penalties of perjury.
Yes, I do.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Tom Dixon, 241 Arnold Crossroads, Arnold, Missouri, 63010.
Any questions for the applicant? Hearing none, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'll now open the public hearing for FWK 19-08. Anyone here wishing to speak regarding this application? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing, bring it back to the commission for consideration.
Make motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Motion, second. Ms. Sally, how do you vote?
Yes.
I vote yes. Mr. Cleary?
Yes.
Mr. Leonard?
Yes.
Mr. Fromm?
Yes.
Mr. Kuhn?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald? Yes. Mr. Klinghammer?
Yes.
Okay. There are no tabled items. Next on the agenda is approval of the minutes from the February 20th, 2019 regular meeting. Chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes as published.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor, sign aye.
Aye.
Other business, Planning and Zoning Division update.
Certainly. First of all, I wanted to welcome Diane Sally and say thank you for volunteering to serve on the Planning and Zoning Commission. I was wondering if maybe you could just tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
I have been a St. Charles County resident, I think, 40-plus years. And I grew up out in western St. Charles County most of that time. I volunteer on several boards, and when this opportunity came open, I was looking forward to serving in this capacity.
And just so you know, all of our meetings are just like this.
Yeah.
This is,
Yeah.
we're out of here in less than an hour. Yeah.
No need to bring a sleeping bag.
Also, I want to let you know that, Kevin McBride recently notified the county executive's office that he would be resigning from the Planning and Zoning Commission due to work commitments. And the county executive's office has informed me that they are actively working on to fill the open positions in the Planning and Zoning Commission. So they are working on that as we speak. Now, this brings me, because of some of the turnover from members, we're getting new members on. I wanted to remind people that there are some training opportunities for planning and zoning commissioners. In fact, we have a membership with the American Planning Association for planning and zoning commissioners so that you can have access to something called the Commissioner and also zoning practice, and there's a few other publications. So what I'll do tomorrow is, when I get back to the office, is to send you a new link to those publications, so everyone will have the same access. Because I don't know how much that people may or may not use them, but it is a resource that you're absolutely welcome to use, and it can provide some training for you. I would recommend that. The County Council is reviewing the Planning and Zoning Commission's recommendations to change the notification requirements in the agricultural zoning district. And in fact, at their last meeting, there was a work session held to talk about several things, and including this item. They did discuss it. There's some good discussion, and I expect that they would probably take action on your recommendations at their next County Council meeting. Hopefully this is not too premature, but as I understand it, on Monday night's County Council meeting, there'll be consideration for a grant application having to do with flood inundation mapping for Darting Creek. The United States Geological Survey, they sometimes contract with communities to provide an online mapping service for communities so that you could see what the effects would be of flooding on the particular streams. And in this case, the United States Geological Survey has just completed this online mapping tool for the Merrimack River, where users can go online and then look at flood gauges, look at predicted flooding at certain flood gauges or flood locations, and also see what the effects might be on maps if the water reaches certain levels, certain flood stages. It's somewhat predictive, and it show that it's kind of an if-then situation with this application, where if you move the gauge to a certain flood level, it'll show you what properties would be involved with that. So, as I understand it, the County Council may be reviewing grant application information involving St. Charles County and Darting Creek. Yeah, I have nothing else to
Any questions for
talk about
staff?
tonight.
No, I'd just like to make one comment. In addition to welcoming you, I'd like to also mention that I am very thankful for the time that Gary Griffin spent. Just felt like he was an outstanding member, and appreciate his time and service.
Yep, 14 years is a long time. He put his community service in for a long time.
Did very well.
And we're welcome to have you now.
Thank you.
I agree.
Anything further? Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, sign aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.
Yes, it is very exciting.
Very cool.